Pastor Chooks, along with his wife, Pastor Toyin, are the lead pastors of Resurrection Life Church in Johannesburg, South Africa. Through them, God is raising an army of ordinary men and women who are transforming and uplifting the standard of life in their communities through understanding and applying biblical principles. Pastor Chooks and Pastor Toyin frequently host workshops, seminars, and conferences for transformation and uplifting of the complete man, complete woman, and wholesome families. Some of the events and programs include the Dream Achievers seminars and conferences, Kingdom Financiers conferences, marriage enrichment courses and seminars, for wives only seminars, single ladies boot camps, limitless men's seminars. They are also the founders of the Power of Woman Academy, a group mentorship for high impact women. They also host the annual Power of Women conferences and events. For more information, please visit www.idelight.co.za and www.reslife.org.za or WhatsApp +27 814 210 835.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's another Friday. Thank God it's Friday. My name is Chucks Ugoihe, and I am your host for tonight's show. Thank God it's Friday is our relationship wisdom learning program broadcast. Every Friday we are learning about relationships. So whether you are single, whether you're married, whether you're engaged, whether you are disengaged, it doesn't matter what your status is. We share wisdom that will help you build better relationships. So welcome to another Friday of learning about relationships. All right, tonight I want to share some thoughts and some tips and ideas on the subject building relationships that build you. Building relationships that build you. This one, whether you're married, whether you're single, everybody needs to pay attention. All right, let's start by saying this. Human beings are intrinsically social creatures. We are all social beings. We are created by God to desire human connection. Human beings. So what that means is that relationships determine the quality of your life. Because if we are all intrinsically social beings, that means that the depth and the quality of success and happiness that you work in has a direct relationship with the quality of relationships around you. I do understand this, that many of us, in fact, all of us, do not have the same propensity towards relationships. You know, some people are people, some people are not people, okay? Yeah, but whether you're a people person or a non-people person, you still appreciate relationships. It's just that some people, the people who we call people, they have lots of people in their life. And the non-people have fewer people, but deeper relationship with the fewer people that they have. So we need to appreciate the fact. You know, when I hear people say, I'm not a very good person when it comes to relationships. No, I say no. You used to say that before. You shouldn't be saying that now, because you cannot build any phenomenal success in whatever endeavor of life that you are applying. You can't build any kind of success without your ability to relate with people, without your ability to build relationships. So, relationship skills, relationship building skills is one of those. In fact, let me say it this way: it's a fundamental survival skill. It's as fundamental as learning to eat. It's as fundamental as learning to walk. You know, learning to use your hands. That's how important relationships are. So every day that passes, you are making one of two choices. And you need to pay attention to this. Every day that passes, you're making one of two choices. The first one is you are making a choice to build positive, meaningful, healthy, and productive relationships. Or you are making a choice to build negative, empty, toxic, and destructive relationships. So every day that passes, you have an opportunity either to build positive relationships or to build empty, toxic relationships. Now, when you don't know the skills of building relationships, you won't be intentional to engage them. And you can find out, or you may find out that you are ending up building negative, toxic relationships all around you. And then you wonder why your life is not moving forward. Your life is the outcome or the fruit of the relationships that you have. It's true. Any good thing that is going to come to you is going to come to you because of a relationship that you have. So when you are now understand what it takes to build quality relationships and begin to invest intentionally, the music changes completely for you. So I want to share a few things today that will help you learn how to build relationships that build you. That's what you want. You want, let me say it another way. The outcome of your life, the general outcome of your life is basically determined by the amount or the quality of relationships that build you, that you have built. So what I'm sharing today is so critical, because the outcome of your life, whether you are going to be fulfilled, whether you're going to be successful, whether you're going to be happy, whether you're going to be miserable, it all boils down to this. Do you know how to build relationships that build you? Do you know how to build relationships that build you? Or you are careless about them? And if you're careless about them, then life will happen and you discover that you never took time to be intentional to build relationships that build you. So you have around you toxic people. You have around you people who waste your time, people who take away from you and end up dropping you and end up dumping you. But if you learn what I'm sharing today, you will be able to allow God help you build relationships that build you. And that's what you want to invest your life in, building relationships that build you. So any relationship that tears you down, any relationship that takes away from you, any relationships that detracts from where you are going, you need to know how to shift from those kind of relationships and increase the relationships that build you. Because when you have an abundance of relationships that build you in different areas of life, you have relationships that build you concerning your business, you have relationships that build you concerning your spiritual life, you have relationships that build you socially, and the different facets of your life, you have those relationships that build you, and you invest in them intentionally. The key word tonight is intentional. Intentionally build those relationships. You find that you are able to draw the maximum benefit from those relationships. And because they are relationships that build you, you keep growing. You keep growing. You keep getting better. You keep unfolding towards your dreams and towards your goals and objectives. So let me share with you 7 characteristics of relationships that build you. How do you identify those relationships so that you can start investing in them and start pouring into them? All right, I'm going to give you 7 characteristics. Number 1, these relationships, they encourage your personal growth. They encourage your personal growth. They love to see you grow and flourish. See, when you're making progress and you're growing, they are happy for you. They nudge you to succeed and to achieve your goals. They are willing to help you in any way they can. They are willing to help you in any way they can. So that's one of the characteristics of relationships that build you. So when you see someone who is willing to help you grow, someone who is willing to, they are happy to see you flourish. They are happy to see you achieve your goals. They're even willing to assist you achieve those goals. Note that relationship. Note that person. Okay, so that's characteristic number 1. Number 2, they give you support during tough times. They give you support during tough times. You know, there are, let me say it in another way. Everything that God is going to do in your life is going to come to you through relationships. So your ability and capacity to identify these relationships when they germinate, or when they blossom, or when they unfold, and begin to nurture those relationships and begin to, pour into those relationships to grow them. That is, your ability to do that is directly proportional to how quickly you can fulfill your destiny, how quickly you can fulfill God's plan for your life. But if you are such a person that relationships come and you don't know that they came, relationships that build you, God sends people to you and you don't know who they are, so you are not intentional to cultivate and nurture those relationships, and those relationships fade or they become weak and they were never strengthened. Do you know that you can keep going around in circles and keep going around in circles and never break into your destiny? Because the people who are supposed to give you a helping hand into your destiny, when they came by, you never identified them. You treated them as ordinary people, as everyday people, and you missed out. You missed out. All right. So this is why I need you to pay attention and just pick up on these things. All right. Number 2 is that they give you support during tough times. You see, people who build you up, it's when days are tough, when you're going through tough situations, they are willing to stand for you. They are willing to stand with you. It's amazing how people run away when you have a problem. Because people don't want to add to the problem that they have. So they run away. They run away. Many, many years ago, I had a member of my church who was a very skilled musician, and he was one of our musicians. And he had all these friends around him. And you would have thought, that he had some very loyal people around him. He got into police trouble one day. He got into police trouble one day and he got arrested. Do you know, all his friends ran away. I could not believe it. Nobody was willing to stand for him. Nobody was willing to stand with him. Nobody was coming to visit him. Everybody ran away. Once they heard about what happened to him, anybody he tried to call, they were not answering. And it was so sad. I felt, I remember for maybe 7 to 10 days, actually more than 7 days, I drove every day to the cell where he was locked up. About 45, 50 kilometers away from my house. I drove every day to go and take food to him. And I asked, where are your friends? Where are your friends? None of his friends were there. He says something to me. If you don't have friends who will stand for you in the day of adversity, you are missing something in the way you are living your life. If you don't have anybody who can stand for you, who can, support you when times are tough, you are building your life in a very faulty way. It means that those kind of relationships, God sent them to you. You never discerned them, so you could not invest in them, and you could not, do justice to nurture those relationships, and they faded away. So, number 3, relationships that build you up are willing to collaborate with you on mutually beneficial projects. Whether it's your project or their project, they are willing to collaborate with you. They are willing to work with you. Not everybody is willing to invest in your stuff. Not everybody. Yeah, they can even, give you lip service. Oh, what a wonderful idea. But when you ask them to, invest into it, collaborate with you to make the dream come true, to make the idea a reality, they back down. They're not willing to put their resources. They're not willing to put their resources. So you know that these people are not the people we are talking about. The relationships that build you up, they are willing to invest in you. They are willing to collaborate with you on, maybe your projects, maybe their projects, or maybe mutually beneficial ideas. Number 4, this kind of people, they create feelings of joy and pleasure. They create feelings of joy and pleasure. People that build you up create feelings of joy and pleasure around you. If you have to, constantly be miserable by this so-called boyfriend of yours or this so-called girlfriend of yours, and they are constantly bringing you misery, they are constantly bringing you pain, they are constantly, stressing your life out. There was, a lady who heard me on radio once and then phoned me. And, she was crying when she phoned me. I'm sorry that I'm laughing, but the story was just too funny. And he said, this boyfriend of mine, all he does is to take my money. All he does is to take my money. I'm always miserable. And I said, so why are you still in the relationship? What are you still doing there? If all he does is bring you trouble, spend your money, put you in debt, what are you doing in the relationship? One would have thought that these wisdom, tips that I'm sharing today was really common sense, that everybody should know it. It's amazing. If people knew what I'm saying, people wouldn't be getting into the trouble they're getting into with people that they choose to run with. You are running with people who are not building you up. If this person keeps on depleting your joy, depleting you emotionally, depleting you, in every area, they just keep taking away from you. Don't you think you should reconsider, the depth of your intimacy with this person? But people don't have enough wisdom to be able to discern these things. So they get, before they realize it, they are really deep in trouble because this person has just brought them into trouble. Listen, you don't need Jonas in your boat. Remember the story of Jonah, the prophet, who God gave an assignment, and the prophet was running away from God and the assignment that God gave him. And he entered into a boat. And once he entered the boat, a wind. And the people in the boat discerned there's someone in this boat that is bringing problems to us. That's the Jonah. So you don't want a Jonah in your boat. Somebody who just brings you misery, just brings you trouble all the time. Trouble after trouble, trouble after trouble. No. People who build you up bring feelings of joy. They bring, pleasure to your life. When you spend time with them, you leave feeling enriched. You leave feeling empowered. All right. So these people, they make your life more enjoyable. They give you, memorable moments. They give you memorable moments. And also, there are lots of positive moments. In fact, they bring it regularly. Your interactions with them leave you, built up, leave you hyped up. You just leave them and you feel like you can take the world. Those are the kind of people I'm talking about. All right. Number 5, they add more meaning to your life. They bring so much value. Since you met this person, they've just been opening doors for you. They've just been showing you things that you didn't know before. Your life is better. They bring meaning to you. But people that don't build you up, they take away from you. People that build you up, they bring meaning into your life. More meaning, more purpose, more stability. That's what they bring, more opportunities. And I want to ask you a question. Are you that kind of a person to another person? To the people around you? Are you somebody who builds other people up? So while you're thinking about the people that you would attract into your life to build you up, think about the people that are expecting you to build them up. Okay. Number 6. They aid you towards your goal, your God-ordained goals and destinations. They aid you. They help you hit your milestones in God. They help you hit your objectives in God. They help you, reach out to the things that God has for you. So let me clarify this. This is now end of February. We're going into the month of March. You made some resolutions at the beginning of the year of how, the things you want to achieve. Maybe let's say your spiritual life. You said, okay, this year I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have not been honoring my commitments to God This year, I want to start honoring my commitment to God, starting with my finances. Next is my commitment to live holy and to honor God in my body. So no more, hanky-panky with my body. I'm not going to be sharing my body with anybody, or with so and so, because it's not righteous before God. Okay? So you made some of those decisions, right? You said at the beginning of the year, I'm going to start tithing, for instance. I'm just going to honor God. I'm going to start serving in the house of God. You made those decisions. Now you meet this person, or you share these decisions that are important to you, to your spiritual life and your walk with God, and they rubbish it. Instead of them leading you to righteousness, they lead you into more sin. They're making you do things that you said you're not going to do before. They're making you go back to go and eat your vomit. They make you regress. That's the word I'm looking for. They make you regress. You don't want those people in your life. You want people who urge you and aid you towards your God-ordained goals. So you sat down and you set some goals for yourself. How are they contributing towards helping you get to that goal? If they are taking you away from it, they are not the right persons for you. You need to break up. You need to get out, sever the relationship, or reclassify the relationship. Reclassified. If you put them at level 2 or level 3 around you, move them to 5. Move them out. Move them out. Okay. Number 7. And that's the last one for characteristics of relationships that build you up. Listen to this. Such people usually have such powerful positive influence on other people in their circles. See, somebody who is going to be a good influence on you is most likely a good influence on other people around them. So if you ask the right questions and you find out that everybody else is complaining about them, but to you they are pretending to be nice, you know that something is wrong. You know that they are very deceptive. They are trying to hoodwink you, because everybody is saying negative things about this person. Everybody has some bitter experience with them, but when they come to you, they are angels. Please don't be deceived. They are grooming you for a kill. So that's why they're putting their best foot forward. They're grooming you for a kill. So when you are building a relationship with someone, check, are there positive influences on other people in their lives, on other circles that they are involved in or they are connected to? How are they in those places? Because who they are is who they are. Who they are is who they are. So if they are nasty to everybody else and they are nice to you, don't be fooled and say, but they are not usually like that to me. No, they are grooming you for a kill. Because who they are is who they are. That's a statement that you need to type in the comment section in the live stream. Who they are is who they are. And when they show you who they are, believe them. When they show you who they are, believe them. When you see their hand in different places showing who they are, believe that this is who they are. And then use your common sense to make evasive decisions. That's the only way to put it. So building relationships is a skill that can be learned. You can develop the skill of building relationships. I know some of us are, personality-wise, some of us are more predisposed to it than others, but there are skills nevertheless. And everybody can learn the skill of building relationships. One of the books that I read many, many years ago, and I keep reading. I think I read it, I didn't read it in 2020. I read it in 2019 for the umpteenth time. I don't remember, but I've read it over and over again from the first time that I came across that book. It's a book by Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. That book is a bomb. Everybody needs to read that book. It helps you learn how to build relationships, how to win friends and influence people. Yeah. Yes, everybody needs to read that book. Okay. So relationship building is a skill that you can learn, you can develop them. Yeah, tell me how I'm doing with time. I don't want to overshoot my time. All right, cool. Thank you. So I want to share some tips to help you build this skill or to grow this skill. Just want to share some wisdom with you. 10 ways to grow your relationship, building skills, so that you can, build proper relationships that will build you, that will build your dream, that will build the vision that God has given to you. You need to learn, these things. So let me go. I've got 10 minutes and I have 10 points to give you. So one minute per point. Okay. Expand and diversify your network. Go out of your comfort zone to connect with new people. You have been in this pond. The same people you went to primary school with, the same people you went to secondary school with, the same people you went to university, and you are not, connecting with other circles so that you can meet other people. You have to be intentional about it. Because everybody you need to know are not in this pond. They are not in this pond. So you need to explore other networks. Networks at church, other circles of friends and other circles of influence. Be deliberate and intentional to connect with other circles so that you can have friends from diverse backgrounds and diverse orientations, so that because they enrich your life. All right. So expand and diversify your network. Number 2, give as much as you expect to get from every relationship, if not more. Give as much as you expect to get from every relationship. Be willing to offer and deliver help. Be willing to share information. Be willing to add value. Nobody wants to be in a relationship where they are constantly being drained. They are constantly being taken from. No, people don't want to be in a relationship where somebody is like a parasite, drawing blood, sucking life, sucking. People will avoid you. Don't be a parasite. Be willing to give. Look for ways to give. Look for ways to invest in this person. Look for ways to be of value and benefit to them. Don't always be taking, and you're not giving anything. Number 3, selectively spend quality time on key relationships. So that means that you have to identify who are these key relationships. In other words, relationships that build you up. You want to identify them. Your relationship with your husband, your relationship with your children, your relationship with this friend, the relationship with your pastor, relationship with this brother, with this. Identify those key relationships and then prioritize investing in them. Prioritize investing in them. And build, because the relationships that grow are the ones you invest time, you invest money, you invest resources in. So be intentional to invest in those relationships so you can draw the best you can from those relationships. Number 4. Number 4, be willing to take the heat sometimes for a friend. Be willing to take the heat. When I mean heat, I mean HIT. There are some times when, things go wrong and maybe it's not your fault, but you are willing to, take the heat for your friend. And that's a way of investing in a relationship. And the blessings are huge. You can take a knock, you can take a loss, just so that you can cover somebody in a situation. All right? So be willing to take a hit sometimes for a friend. And by so doing, you build that relationship. Remember that's what Jesus did. Jesus took a fall for me and you. Jesus took a fall for me and you. So the reason why we are dedicated to Jesus and committed to Jesus is because he took the hits. He took the fall for me and you. So that's how he invested in building us up. He took the heat. Be willing to take the heat. The Bible says no greater love than this, that a man should lay down his life for his friends. That a man should lay down his life for his friends. So be willing to lay down your life, to lay down your resources, to lay down your time, to sacrifice for somebody. That's how you build relationships. If you're only doing it only when it is convenient, only when it pays you, only when you are getting something out of it, just know that people are going to be running away from you. You're never going to build solid relationships. Be willing to sacrifice for somebody. Okay. Number 5, be willing to step in without being asked. It is easy to help when you are asked. You know, it's easy to help when you are asked. In fact, most people will help when they are asked. But it is special when before they ask, you identified the need and you stepped in to help before they asked. That's what builds relationship. That gives you relationship miles, man, relationship credit, so much relationship credit that you're able to step in to help before you are asked. So you score major relationship points. It's important. Number 6, answer the question they are not asking. You know, sometimes people don't know how to ask something directly, and they are going around the bush, You want to be sensitive to be able to pick up, you know, where they are going before they get there. Answer the question that they are not asking. You know, figure it out for them and give them the answer. It takes being sensitive. It takes being intelligent. It takes being smart. It takes being discerning to be able to know, oh, why is this person asking about my car this weekend? Why are they asking about my car? Maybe they need a car. So you answer the question that they are not asking. Okay. Number 7, show often that you think about them. Show often that you think about them. In other words, it's those thoughtful little things that really, you know, score major relationship points. You know, I don't, time is running away from me to give you examples. But think about ways to communicate to them and let them know that you are mindful of them. That's what the Father does for us. The Bible says that God is mindful of me and you. His mind is full of me and you, and He's thinking about us every day. And the same thing, when you let people know that you are mindful of them, you build relationship with them. Okay? Number 8, admit when you make a mistake, even before you are found out. Take responsibility. And I am sorry. Take responsibility and apologize before they even know that you made a mistake. It's so powerful when you can own up, I was wrong. I am sorry. You know, I did this 1, 2, 3. Before they even find you out, it builds relationship. It builds depth in relationship. Number 9, give consistently and receive occasionally. Give consistently and receive occasionally. In any relationship that you want to invest in, the ones that build you up, give consistently and receive occasionally. Look for ways to outgive them. That's the way you build solidity in the foundation of that relationship. That's the way you build real intimacy. Give consistently, receive occasionally. I didn't say you shouldn't receive, but receive occasionally, but give more than you receive. And then number 10, pay attention to the whole person. Pay attention to the whole person. You see, everybody have different aspects of their lives. So when you are relating with someone, don't isolate them from all the other things that are important in their lives, or don't block out. So for instance, they are married, they have children. Don't relate with them, in exclusion to their marriage, because that will be false. They are not just the person that you're looking at. There's an extension to them. So pay attention to the whole person and relate with the whole person. Okay? You've got a mentor, and they are going through something. They've got a relative in the hospital. Don't say, no, but this is the person I know. I don't care about their relative. You're not looking at the person holistically, because that relative in the hospital, that relative in a situation is affecting them and affecting how they relate with you. So that's why you need to look at the person holistically and deal with them as a whole person, looking at the different areas of their lives. If a person is out of work and they are being, being stressed because they don't have work, do you know that it is going to affect every aspect of their life? Just that hiccup in that area is going to affect every other aspect of their life. So this is why you want to be careful to pay attention to the whole person as you are relating with them. My time is up. I'm going to continue this next week. Next week, I'm going to do part 2 of this. Building relationships that build you. All right, I hope I helped you. I hope I dropped 1 or 2 things that you can action immediately, and improve the quality of relationships in your life. Whether they are romantic relationships, whether they are work relationships, whether they are mentor relationships, I don't know what they are, but the principle applies to every relationship that build you up. Use these keys that I gave today to invest in them. I look forward to seeing you next Friday. If you do have any questions, please feel free to communicate with us on our WhatsApp number +27814210835. That's the WhatsApp number. Send us your questions, send us your comments, even on the live stream. Comment, and if this thing has helped you, say something on the live stream, and we'll see you next Friday as we gather again for another edition of Thank God It's Friday. My name is Chuck Sugohe, and do have a wonderful weekend. Good night.
The Single Ladies Bootcamp is a program for single ladies from all ages and backgrounds, run by Pastor Chuks and Toyin Ogoye. Many unmarried women are frustrated, either sitting on the singles bench or struggling in difficult relationships. Why the vicious cycle? Are relationships supposed to be frustrating, painful, hurtful, often going nowhere for years? Women start questioning the existence of good men and of love itself. Some even come to the point of giving up on the idea of marriage altogether. The Single Ladies Bootcamp is run over a weekend, and throughout the sessions, ladies are able to explore and learn the principles that govern relationships and biblical standards for relationships. The Single Ladies Bootcamp also teaches how to attract what you are looking for, as well as answering the questions: is there anything wrong with being single? Why do you really want to get married? Why are you not married yet? How do I find a husband? How do I deal with the frustration of waiting to be found? These are all valid questions that single women ask themselves and often break themselves down in trying to answer them. The Single Ladies Bootcamp will answer all those questions and more, giving women a change in perspective, direction, and hope for the future. Pastor Chuks and Toyin Ogoye are the lead pastors at Resurrection Life Church, Johannesburg, where they place a strong emphasis on family and relationships. Their expertise on relationships has helped hundreds of singles and couples over the years build strong and lasting relationships, and/or fixing broken ones through their Singles Ignition seminars, Single Ladies Bootcamp, marriage seminars, workshops, and conferences. They are the founders of the Power of Woman Academy and the conveners of the annual Power of Woman Conference. Pastor Chuks is the author of the best-selling book, The Amazing Power of Woman. Pastor Chuks and Toyin have been married for over 20 years, and it is their many years of experience in building their own marriage and in third-party marriage interventions that has equipped them with vital wisdom that they put together in these events. For more information, visit www.slbc.co.za or WhatsApp 081 421 0835.